Here I am back with another speed build. This time it is a mid-century modern house. And I wanted to make one of these just because I think it's a really cool style. It's not my personal favorite, but it's really cool and I feel like it's pretty in right now. So I actually was looking up some mid-century modern floor plans and stuff, and they're pretty simple, and I just went off of I tweaked a few that I found online, and I really wanted to make the slanted roof. I feel like that's very iconic of mid-century modern, and I really wanted a house with a driveway, which is completely pointless because there are no cars unless you count the little toy ones you can make really big, which is what I end up doing. But I just like the idea of a driveway or a carport in this case because I think it just makes everything look more realistic. Oh, this is a real house that I could walk up to and go inside of. So that's why I chose to do that little driveway. This is actually a house for my Sims that are Zachary Levi and Chris Evans, because of course I have them living together as roommates. Who wouldn't? So this is their little bachelor pad, and they were just living in one of those sad little trailer things that are in Willow Creek and kind of the poor section of town, but they had to share a bed and I just felt bad for them. So they get this house. It's not very big, but I really like the way it turned out. And I work on this path for a while. I was trying to figure out how to make a pattern using the cement, doing different rectangles, but I didn't like the way it was turning out because I feel like I didn't have enough room to really do what I wanted to do. So I think eventually I decided to push the house back so I could make a few more rows of those little rectangle concrete things. I made this build a while ago, so I don't remember exactly everything I did, but oh yeah, I remember I decided to put the little grass in between each of the rectangles, and I really like that look where it's grass in between the concrete but very manicured. I think it looks really cool. This is when I decided to make it really long, but I like the way it turned out. And I don't know if people would actually really step on the concrete or if they get frustrated and just step wherever and then it end up being a muddy mess, but still, it looks good for the time being. Oh, and there you can see Chris Evans and Zachary Levi and my sim self on the porch, just chit-chatting with them. Because I can't in real life, so my sim does, I guess. And I was just trying to figure out the landscaping. Usually I like to do lots of flowers and pile them on top of each other and just make it look like an English garden, really. But this one I didn't want to do that. I feel like that didn't really fit. It wasn't really appropriate. So I wanted to go for the square hedges, and I went for more desert landscaping, with the red dirt and palm trees, because I thought that looked more modern than scraggly hedges. And I really wanted to have that fireplace that I'm putting in. I really wanted to have a huge 70s stone fireplace. I had a couple of those growing up and they're pretty awesome. If the stones are big enough, you can climb up them. Which, why wouldn't you? It's so fun. Especially when you're little. And this is when I just started putting furniture in for the family room. Oh, maybe I do end up just doing a little fireplace. I thought I really wanted to do a wall. I guess I just decided on that wood paneling. That's sad. I'll have to make another mid-century modern with a crazy fireplace. And I was really messing around with what color scheme I wanted to use in here. I always have a hard time with that. Once I pick, then it's kind of fun and I can get started doing what I want to do. But picking one, it's just such a big commitment. But there is a lot of fun furniture to use in the game. Those mid-century modern couches, and there's I forget what they're called. They're not dining room tables, banquets. There are a lot of banquet tables that are modern looking. And I really like that painting, the blue one. I feel like it tied in with all the turquoise furniture I was going with in there. So I decided this is going to be, originally I wanted this to be like 3 bedrooms, but then I decided, there's only 2 of them living here. 2 bedrooms is fine. It doesn't need to be a huge house. I feel like I always do that. I like make houses a lot bigger than I think I'm going to, because I'm like, what if they have people over? What if I decide to move more people in? So I panic and put more bedrooms in. So I usually end up with houses like with 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, which I've noticed most people put like 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. But you know what? I just find bedrooms more important than bathrooms, I guess. People can share. But in this one, I did end up just going with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So yeah, just like everybody else. And I was having a hard time with the decorations because I like to put a lot of stuff out because I feel like it looks more realistic, but it doesn't really fit mid-century modern. So I was trying to like edit what I would normally do and keep it a little bit more cool. And then I went for a red kitchen, which I think is really fun. I like how the appliances can kind of be different colors. And this is the first time I think I figured out that how to find the other options of upper cabinets. Before, I never realized that you had to click over to see the other like types of upper and lower cabinets. So I've always just done whatever the computer does, like whatever auto counters does. So I was really enjoying my life. I was like, yes, I can do new and crazy things, which I should have discovered a long time ago, but just did. And so I like that dining room table. It's glass. I felt like that was really appropriate. And again, the kitchen didn't need to have too much space because, I don't know, I don't like to cook. I don't like to spend time in the kitchen, so I'm not going to I don't even know how to make like a nice gourmet looking kitchen because I don't really care about that. I want it to look cool, but I don't need it to look like cool to a chef, just to like the untrained eye. And the bedrooms ended up being like smaller than I thought they were going to be. I always do that. I think, oh, I have so much room, and then I put one of the beds in and they're always bigger than I think they're going to be. But I think it worked out. You don't really need too much in a bedroom. A bed is really the whole purpose of the bedroom. But this ends up being Chris Evans' room. I don't think I knew whose room was going to be, like which room was going to be which when I was doing this, but I just kind of decided later. And I really like that you can lock doors, so you can really make it someone's bedroom because no one else can go in. Oh, look, there they are, just sitting. I must have started the game again. And so Chris and Zachary ran inside and took a seat before I could stop them. Oh, and I'm doing sit-ups in the spare bedroom, naturally. So this is when I was playing around with the idea of having 3 bedrooms. And in the end, I just decided that instead of the 1 bathroom, I would do 2 bedrooms. And then behind the garage, I decided to do an exercise room because, I don't know, I feel like young bachelors like to work out. They like to keep their physique going. And I made these bathrooms and I realized later that they actually can't reach the toilets. So I had to go through and like use move objects to move things a little bit, and then they worked a lot better. I really need to test my builds out with Sims more because I always put them up on the gallery without testing them, and then I realize I've made so many mistakes. Last time it was a mistake that got one of my Sims drowned. Poor thing. Bless his heart. He couldn't get out of the pool because I didn't realize I'd put a rock in the way. Oh, I just put a bed on myself. But there is Zachary's room. This one's more of a black and white theme, and I really don't like those curtains. Oh, and green. I don't like those curtains I'm putting up, but I thought they worked for this build. Like, usually they look like hospital curtains to me, but they really fit the mid-century modern feel. There's like, they look like they've been starched to death, and they just fit. And I like to put big mirrors in bedrooms. I like to put mirrors everywhere because, mirrors are just, they're just handy to have around. It's nice to look at yourself or see how you're looking that day. And I like to use those really big windows, but I feel like if there aren't curtains, then your Sims would like be completely exposed. So I always try to put, I don't know, like, oh, here's a possibility of a curtain. Even though Sims aren't real, but they need to be treated as such apparently when I play. Oh, and this is when I started to put the gym in. And also I was trying to decide what to do. Like, was I going to make it an instrument room? But then I eventually decided on a gym, and then I threw a couple guitars in there. And I wish you could make Sims sing while they played the guitars, because I feel like that's so typical. Like, someone sitting there strumming away and like singing to themselves. I just really wish Sims could do that. I feel like I would up their cool factor so much. They could like serenade women and And I've stopped putting barbecues in houses, but this was before then because all my Sims have been dying from barbecues. They're like death traps. So I started to go through and delete all the barbecues I've put in, but I don't know if no, I did delete theirs. They were trying to cook on it the other day, and I was like, no, you will not die. I've had 2 Sims die and a third almost die from a barbecue. And then again with the backyard, I was trying to make it look modern and kind of simplistic, but I didn't record the rest of the build back there, but you can see it in the screenshots. And here it is at night. I really liked the way it turned out. It's very simple, but it's very clean, and you can see the desert landscaping in the back. So like if you fell off that little concrete area, you'd fall into a cactus, but that's okay. And it's very simple. There's not a lot of clutter, which I usually like to put in, but it just looks nice. Clean and nice. And there's Chris's room and Zachary's room, and there's the little gym area. Like, I feel like it's a converted garage. They converted it into a gym. And yeah, that's the build. Thanks for watching.